the Ethereum ecosystem in general? Are you a big believer? Like, where do you see ETH's the king right now? Where do you see it in the next few years?
Yeah, I think it's next few years. I think is going to be a really not challenging, but not, and also not corrective, but the view is going to be a little bit different. So I think particularly from an industrialized and institutional perspective, we can see that the type of coverage that's happening, ETFs, publications all happening at the same time. We're not just in a bull market in the sense of price, but I think into next year, these institutions and corporations are going to be starting to talk around their strategic approach to blockchain and how they will fit into the ecosystem. So I think that becomes part of the conversation around the longevity of where we are today and what we're using today, because I think there'll be some movement forced upon the space in being able to adapt with how non-crypto use cases start to come into the blockchain. In terms of where we are today, we're clearly doing something right. Yeah, so we can see transactions increasing on BSC and the like, but anchored generally on Ethereum. So I can't see that shifting in the next, sort of a short period of time. As long as people are continuing to build and projects are building and transactions and improvements are being made to the ecosystem. For me personally, for Transient, I can't see doing a complete, 180 or 360 completely. However, I think there will be a demand for a more of an institutional / strategic understanding of how different sectors and different industries and the crypto space in itself actually starts to leverage various chains and also that cross-chain mentality of where it makes sense. So yeah, strong believer still until we can see a chain with the longevity of what we've seen today. It's hard to question otherwise.
So ETH is the king right now, but there is a multi-chain future out there depending on utility.
Yeah, there has to be. For me, it's, we can see it already, but there will be a number of avenues and a number of forks in the road that there will be industry and there'll be use cases that will be utilizing various chains. And I think it's around the compatibility and interoperability of those chains and how you get that, into a single ecosystem inevitably.
And just for fun, we like to ask this of a lot of our guests. If Bitcoin does well this cycle, where could you see Ethereum just for this cycle while it is king? Where could you see it?
Wow, as much as it, I think, endless, truthfully. In terms of price, I'm not going to do any TA here, but from where we are, I think it may stabilize, but I think we're still going. So yeah, definitely one to watch and continue to be excited about as it continues to grow.
You're going to have to get on Crypto Pool and the betting pools on Transient
100%
to get that information.
Definitely. Yeah. And once it's live, put all of your recommendations and guesses in there. Because it's going to drive a lot of conversation as it does today. But yeah, can't wait for Crypto Pool and the other dApps to get live and get the world to start consuming some great user experience and really start break down those barriers to adoption we've seen in the past.